I sit down in my seat, feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders. Last night was not a good night for sleep. I kept having dreams of Friday. I was trying to bake a cake 2 stories tall, but it was falling apart. I had to duck and dive out of the way to prevent myself from being crushed. I shake my head. I don't have time to waste thinking about stuff like that. I've got 2 showdowns to face now. I'm not prepared enough for either of them. But there is a lethargy that is settling over me as I look out the window. I know things are going to turn out well, so why do I need to be worried? A puffy white cloud drifts by. That's a cumulonimbus. I wonder if we're going to have rain today. My brain is going at a snail's pace, but there isn't anything that can get it running. Everything is boring in this classroom. Math class starts promptly when the bell rings. I try to outperform Ryu, but I can't keep up. My arm feels like it's made of lead, and my feeble strength is not enough to lift it. I want to go outside and take a walk. This class is a waste of time. I established my dominance yesterday. I proved my worth, so why do I need to do a second day of it? 'Cause that's how it works in the real world, kiddo. That's a good idea. Stand up and grab my bag. Is there something wrong, Ari?
I already know this, so I'm going to take a walk. I'll be back for history.
Suddenly, the class breaks out laughing, and the teacher is shaking her head with dismay.
Ari, well, that may have been acceptable at your own school. Here you must stay until the end of the lesson.
But that's a waste of time.
Sit down, Ari.
I recognize that tone. That's the same tone that the lady-in-waiting takes with me when she wants to disagree with me. So, some common teacher thinks she can order me around.
Have a good day.
If you do not sit down, I'm going to have to send you to the principal's office.
And just like the lady-in-waiting, she plays the higher authority card. This is so aggravating. I don't want to be here. The thought catches me off guard. No, I do want to be here. I need to beat my brother. I can't walk out and let him win this. Slowly, I lower myself back into my seat. You win this round, teacher. I try to focus on my textbook, but the quiet chatter around me is breaking my concentration. Can you believe her?
She's such a weirdo.
Who does she think she is? Such impudent peasants. If they knew who I was, they wouldn't even think about saying those nasty whispers. They'd pay their reverence. It's because of everything I've done, right? My status as a legend, not because I'm royalty. That's just the icing on the cake of wonderful that is me. Do the servants think this way? Does brother think of me as a weirdo? I skipped lots of lessons with him. Aw, sibling relationships. I do my best to tune them out and focus on my studying, even if it is worthless to me. Lunch rolls around, leaving me with tuna and a feeling of melancholy. I considered checking out the cafeteria, but I don't want to go anywhere near those rude plebs. The classroom is nearly empty again today, leaving me sharing my lunch with the one guy I'd rather avoid.
What is it today?
You're interested? Oh, he's all blushy.
Doki doki. The silence is grating.
So you fall back to the blurting random things out plan again, huh? Awkward. Are you feeling alright? You're acting different from yesterday.
I guess I'm just under the weather today.
You look like someone ran over your kitten. God, that's morbid. I give a nonchalant shrug, trying to put on a show of my usual airs. I'm not going to show a single moment of weakness to my rival. Dots. I never thought that the heroic princess would show languor in front of her rival.
What?
Rumor has it that you are our brave and brazen princess. Considering how timid you're acting, I can tell it was hyped up.
Who told you that?
A friend of mine named Kenta.
I'm going to kill him the next time I see him. I told him not to breathe a word.
So it's true. And this is the best show a member of the Imperial family can make?
Are you mocking me?
I am. I was expecting a real challenge from you. But the first time things don't go your way, you break down. What's going to happen tomorrow when I crush you in history?
In your dreams.
I'm starting to see why Kenta wants to go to college instead of stay a servant to you.
He's not going anywhere.
So you don't even know your own servants? I push his words out of my mind. I'll bother Kenta for a meaning to them later. But for now, I need to knock Ryu down a peg.
I'm going to win this contest, hands down.
You think you can compete with me?
Of course I can. I'll crush you.
That's better.
Huh?
You're looking a lot more lively. I was worried.
You want to get defeated that badly? Bring it. I'm going to win this.
Then you'd better prepare, because I certainly will have. The haze of this morning has lifted. He's right. I can't just sit here and waste time. However, there's one thing I need to do first. Kenta. That backstabbing traitor.
Hey, Ari.
Aren't you supposed to be in class? Oh wait, it's lunch, whatever. Why are you in uniform of whatever? I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't bother greeting him. I stride up, snap my head back, and slap him with all of my might. The library, huh? Is that where we are? The noise echoes in the library.
You backstabbing? How? How could you ignore everything I asked you and tell him who I am? I trusted you, you jerk. What sort of servant does that? Jerk, jerk, jerk!
Ari?
Calling me my lady in public is one thing, but you told him!
Kenta drops to his knee and bows his head. I did not mean to cause you pain, my lady. I was only doing what I thought was best.
What you thought was best? For who? You don't care at all.
Aw, poor Bab. My rage is rapidly dwindling, leaving a sharp stab of pain as I stare upon the bright red mark that my unexpected attack left. Please forgive me, my lady.
Kenta.
I hurt him. I hit the one loyal servant I've ever had. I beg your forgiveness, my lady.
I'm sorry.
I have betrayed your trust. There's nothing I can do to redeem myself, my lady.
Ari.
Huh?
I told you to call me Ari.
I sit down on the wooden benches. I can't look him in the eye anymore. I was supposed to just chastise him, but when I saw him happy, I just lost control. After a few moments, he rises and sits down next to me. I really am sorry, Ari. I told him because he was asking about you.
How did he know?
We've been friends for a long time. I told him stories about you, and Ryu put it together.
He is pretty smart, isn't he?
Totally. He reminds me a lot of you. I've always wanted to introduce you to him, but your father would never permit a commoner on the grounds. This was a great chance. I've always wondered who would beat him. I've always wondered who would beat whom in a battle of wits.
Who do you think is going to win?
That's easy. My money's on you, Ari. You better not prove me wrong. But don't forget, it is just a contest. Take it easy so I don't have to worry about you. I've got to get back to class or the other guys will start looking for me. See ya.
Thanks, Kenta.
No problem.
Wait, Kenta, what is this about you leaving my service?
Oh, yeah, I'll talk with you later about that. See ya, Ari. Interesting. So in the Rio route, when we asked him about it, he was like, "Oh, don't listen to them, whatever." But now he's actually like, "Oh yeah, I'll talk to you about it." Huh. Okay, that's different. Kenta is planning on leaving me. I must have misheard him. There's no way he would. But it makes me feel a little worse. A little less focused. I need to start planning and preparing for Friday. Then there's tomorrow's test. Ryu and his insults are not going to be easy to ignore. Friend of Kenta's or not, I shouldn't take that one lying down. But focusing my strength for Friday. Priorities. Wednesday, day of the first true challenge. Today, we are playing a Jeopardy game for history. I look across the classroom and see my rival, smiling at me warmly. Keep grinning, Ryu. I'm going to show you what this Imperial Princess can do. Gonna lead us to victory, genius girl!
Of course.
Good luck against Ryu, you're gonna need it.
Luck is nothing more than preparation paired with skill. I've got both.
Sheesh, I was just...
Quiet down, I'm trying to study.
I can hear them going back to their whispers about me, but I'm not going to let them get to me today. No, not while he is looking so smug on the other side of the class.
Who will be the first person to go for the blue team?
I will, Mrs. Kohler.
And red team?
Go for it, Ari, you can take him!
Nobody else brave enough to try.
Nobody else is stupid enough.
And the smartest person to challenge him has to be stupid. That sort of a logical fallacy is why I should be the person to take that challenge.
Have at it, whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Is the blue team ready?
Of course.
Is the red team ready?
I give Ryu a wild grin. I haven't forgotten that math test. I'm going to win this.
I'm ready.
Then please step forward.
I walk up to the podium and look at my rival next to me. I've got a bet for you, Ari. Something to make this contest a little more interesting.
What do you have in mind?
Since you're so confident that you're going to beat me, let's have a wager. If I win, you have to be my personal servant for one day and wear a maid outfit. If you win, I have to do the same.
With a maid outfit? That would be the best way to bring you down a peg.
With a butler outfit. I did think he would make a handsome minion, and the books all say the best way to defeat your opponent is to make him yours. But the words of Kenta's from yesterday come sounding through. This sort of reckless bet is the type of thing that would make him worry. Other than humiliating my rival, I don't get anything out of this. I'd be shamed for life if I had to wear a maid outfit and serve him, even for but a day. The teacher is ready to start. I need to make this quick. Fuck. Accepting was the I just bit my tongue again. Accepting was the Ryu route. And we don't want to make Kenta worry, so we're gonna decline.
I decline.
No, today's battle isn't the one I need to focus on. If I'm too busy focusing on this, then I won't be able to take him on with my full strength.
I'm going to pass today.
You are? Are you conceding defeat to me already?
I'm not conceding anything to you. Friday's battle is the one I care about, not this one.
Princess doesn't want to take me on in something she has a chance at.
I could beat you in my sleep in history, and you know it. Having a bet attached to it just isn't fair to you.
Then why don't you take it? My thoughts drift to Kenta and his pleading not to cause more pain and worry for him. I'm not doing it for his sake, but not taking this would give him less to worry about. If I somehow lost, he'd be disappointed in me. If I won, I'd be forcing a good friend of his into replacing him. I don't like either option. So I think I'll just stop here. There are things more important than winning pointless challenges. Oh, Ari, you've come so far.
Sorry, Ryu.
It's alright. Just very odd from someone who claims to be the best.
That doesn't mean I have to prove it every single time.
As the game starts, I have a hard time focusing. That retort was blurted without a single thought. It shouldn't have any place in my head. There's this thing called self-esteem where you don't have to prove yourself. I know, it's crazy. Don't I have to prove that I'm the best? Isn't my turning down Ryu's challenge a sign of weakness? I try to drown out these traitorous thoughts during the rounds by reading a cookbook under the table. If I win the big one, then it doesn't matter how many losses I take. No, it does matter. A royal can't lose at anything. I can't lose. But I already lost to Kenta in that basketball game. That should have ruined me by itself, but it was okay losing to him. Kenta works really hard at his basketball skills. We've played so much together that it had to happen one day. He's strong and kind. Kenta played his best to stay with me. And I kind of, ever so slightly, wanted him to win. He's always there. Why should now have to be different? Maybe there is more than winning. Maybe. Oh, Ari, I'm so proud of you! Even if there is, that's no excuse for letting myself slack off. If Kenta wants to stay here, he'd better earn his keep and help me tonight at the library. Yeah, we still beat him! I managed to beat Ryu in the end by a single point. Yeah, that Benito Mussolini. I should be angry with myself that I didn't take the bet, but I'm glad. I don't want Ryu in a butler outfit hovering over my head. Kenta is waiting for me with a stack of books sitting next to him. I'm about to praise him for his promptness when I see his eyes are shut. Sleeping when his lady needs him? There's only one way to fix that, I think to myself as I grab his stack of books. Yeah, sick. I'm awake!
So you are. Good afternoon, Kenta.
I thought you said you would stop doing that. Does this happen often?
I thought you promised you would stop falling asleep when I needed you.
Sorry, it was a late night.
So was mine, but you don't see me sleeping on the job.
Late night studying to beat Ryu? I heard you beat him today.
Thanks, but Friday is the real battle.
The one you can't win, right? I bite my lip.
That one. You said you were going to help me, so stop sleeping and start helping. I already thought up some good ideas in class.
I gathered as many cookbooks as I could.
Then why haven't you started looking through them?
I was waiting for you.
Never mind, let's start.
As you wish. We all know what that means. Book after book, page after page. I keep looking for my secret weapon, but there's too much in these pages. I close my eyes for a second. I need to focus. 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 Ah! Very cute. Tired. I don't remember my pillow being so bumpy, but it's acceptable. It even has that nice lavender smell I love so much. I try to open my eyes, but gravity seems to have much nicer ideas for me. Sleep. Wait. I was doing something important, wasn't I? As much as it pains me, I need to open my eyes. I'm probably late for school already. The little Z's, oh, those are cute. I start to lift my head from my soft pillow. But something is pushing my head down. There's a pressure against it, that's odd. Finally prying my eyes open, I quickly note that this isn't my home. This isn't my bed. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful life. I fell asleep in the library. Not the first time this has happened. I shouldn't have stayed up so late studying. Is this like the public library, or... Because it's not the school one, because you haven't been to the school before. I hear faint breathing noises coming from whatever I was using as a pillow. Odd. I glance over and... Ah, that's a great facial expression. I love that. Kenta? My heart goes from calm and peaceful to an insane drum solo, threatening to break out of my chest. Where is he? What's happening? We don't want to throw him off. That's probably the bad option, so we will wake him up first. As nice a pillow as he was, I want to get him off me before he causes my heart to explode from... What? Embarrassment? No, sweetie, it's not embarrassment. Something inside me is powering my jackhammer heart, but I don't know what it is. What is this burning feeling inside my heart? Why am I embarrassed by my own servant?
Kenta, get up. Please, get up.
I wonder what Father would say if he saw one of us resting on the other's shoulder. It's just Kenta, though, right? We're just... Just what? What? Just touching butts? For the first time, I have more questions than I have answers. My heart is an enigma, even to me. I should be pulling away, but that soft scent of lavender draws me in like a moth. I don't want to be the first to pull away.
Hey, idiot, wake up.
Huh?
We fell asleep.
Kenta finally awakes enough to get his bearings and break contact. Finally, but too soon. Ah, blushy, 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 blushy. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. You don't make a very good pillow, for the record.
I'll work on it for the next time. Who says there's gonna be a next time? Baka? Hopeful thinking. Aww, at least you admit it.
I have to get going.
Huh? Let's go play a game of basketball to wake up.
Sorry.
I drop my book bag on the table. It's quiet in this home. Too quiet. I miss the noise and constant activity of the castle. I miss being able to yell for Kenta and have him come running. Kenta. I shake my head. This is not the time to be focusing on anything other than the challenge sitting before me. It's not like Kenta is going to suddenly disappear from my life. Oh no. I grabbed the first book from my beaded bag. It's one of the few that had recipes that were worthy of being made by me. The first one I'm going to test out is a chocolate torte. 12? Good God, 12? Oh, you are in so over your head, child. 12 layers. I've seen one of these made before by the head chef. A nice yellow cake with layers of delicious smooth chocolate frosting between. If wrinkly old Bartleby can do it, so can I. I had to make almost a dozen trips to the store to gather up all the needed materials for the dozen recipes I wanted to try out. But I have to pick the best of them to prove my dominance. Honestly, as much as Ari is a little rude with all her I'm the best whatever, she does work very hard to get where she is, and I mean, minimum, you have to respect that. At heart, she's a good kid. And I like having a shoujo protag who is really self-assured. It's pretty rare, honestly. I enjoy it. Of course, I had to make a few modifications to them. Oh, not any sort of major changes. Just some slight substitutes for ingredients that sounded too plain. Oh no. We had this mess in the Ryu route. Ari, no. Shit. God damn it, Ari. I mean, come on. My first recipe calls for 5 ounces of unsweetened chocolate for the glaze. Who wants unsweetened chocolate? I might as well get 5 ounces of cocoa beans, which I did. You're gonna regret that. It also called for 2 1/4 cup of evaporated milk. I bought normal milk, so hopefully I can evaporate it in a pan on the stove. I have made similar mistakes in my youth. The first step calls for me to melt 1 or 2 sticks of butter. Since I already bought the milk, and butter and milk are really the same thing, I'll just go with 1 cup. Yeah, this is not going well. Come on, get your shit together. I stare at the oven's front panel. There's no melt setting on this. This inferior technology isn't up to the standards of my recipe. Ari. No. Wrong. Incorrect. Nope. Oh, shit. It wouldn't be a big deal since the milk is already... This just gets worse and worse the more I read. This is just going downhill. The milk is already in a liquid state, but the next step requires me to melt the chocolate. If Ari, no! If there's no melt setting, I'm gonna have to get creative. Let's see. Oh no. I click a few of the digital buttons, but all they do is change the middle numbers. Could it be a timer? I think you adjusted the clock. I'm just waiting for the explosion. Here we go. If I recall correctly, which I know I do, chocolate should melt at around 93 degrees Fahrenheit. The stove doesn't go that low, which is fine for me. I crank the temperature dial to 500 and toss the pot with the cocoa beans and milk into the ceiling compartment. This is not how it works. This is not what you do. This is not at all what you do. I go back to my bag and yank out an awesome book called The Hunger Games. I normally don't get a chance to read such lowbrow fiction, so I'm going to take this chance. A pungent scent. Oh, shit. You're gonna set your fucking house on fire. A pungent scent wakes me from my slumber. I must have fallen asleep again. I am concerned for your safety. I first conclude that it must be the chocolate, but melted chocolate doesn't smell like plastic. I think it might be plastic. Is somebody burning something outside? No, there are no neighbors anywhere near my house. It has to be somewhere in here. One glance inside the... Oh my god, you put the pot in the oven? You put the pot in the oven? God, how do you mess up? How do you... God, how do you mess up this badly? How did this happen? Ugh, I need a drink. One glance inside the oven reveals my problem. Well, all of the milk has evaporated as it needed to. That's not what evaporated milk is. The beans didn't melt. The handle of the pot most certainly did, though. Yeah, you're fucked. I wrap my hand in several wet towels and pull the bubbling, gooey mess out of my oven. The beans inside are nicely roasted and smell wonderful. The handle smells toxic. I scrape the beans out quickly and toss the pan. No use in keeping toxic smells inside. I'll throw it away properly later. How is your fire alarm not going off? 3 loud knocks shatter my concentration. Who in the world would come to bother me?
Come on in, the door's unlocked.
Why do you keep your door unlocked? You're a little girl. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Kichiro. Ari, why is your door unlocked? Someone could have come right in and kidnapped you.
Oh, brother. If I had known it was you, I wouldn't have said that.
Please take your safety more seriously. Yes, please, Ari, I'm so concerned. Ari, I'm so concerned for you.
Stop worrying so much. I can take care of myself.
Clearly this is incorrect. Could you explain the melted pot I had to dodge when you chucked it out the window? I wish I'd have hit him if he was going to have this attitude with me. Were you just standing outside my house? Do you come check on me often?
I didn't want it anymore. It doesn't meet my standards.
Yeah, 'cause you melted it.
But the pot doesn't matter. Why are you here?
Can't a brother be worried about his sister and want to check on her? Yes, and I am glad that you did, because I am concerned for this child's safety.
I told you that I would be fine without help.
That's not what Kenta told me.
He betrayed me again.
Ari, you know Kenta cannot refuse a direct order from me. I know, but I can still be annoyed with him. Did you really take a challenge to some boy in a cooking contest?
He's the president of the school and incredibly cocky. Of course I had to put him in his place.
By melting pots?
I already told you it's melted because it wasn't up to my standards.
No, Ari, it melted because you didn't know what was happening.
Okay, fine, and now I know. Happy?
No!
You never are. Brother, I recommend taking a stress management course.
I recommend taking a cooking course. I'd be a lot less stressed out if you had someone helping you. I'll send Bartleby over to...
No!
I forbid you to do any more cooking without supervision.
That's not fair.
fair or not, what would happen if you had accidentally set the whole city block on fire? I am ordering this as Crown Prince.
Whatever, then I want Kenta to help me.
That's fine by me. There's a long, tense moment of silence as both of us try to find a topic to talk about that won't set the other off. Kichiro tries first and goes after the most annoying topic possible. Kenta also informed me that he beat you in basketball.
What?
He seemed quite proud of himself.
What else did he tell you, huh? Did he tell you how he hovered over me to make me miss the shot? Or how he cuddled up when we were studying?
Oh, that was a bad play. That was not a good thing to say. Ari, no! What? My brother's face falls. That constantly exasperated look is replaced almost instantaneously by one of blistering anger. What did he do?
We kind of fell asleep on each other's shoulders. It's not a big deal.
Princess Ramono, that sort of behavior is out of line for any servant of our house. Punishment must be dealt to any who would disrespect the family. Kenta will be relieved of his position.
He wasn't doing...
If you will excuse me.
Stop it!
Ari!
You're not taking Kenta away! Blame me! I'm the one who fell asleep on his shoulder. He was just being protective of me. I beg you, Kichiro, don't send Kenta away!
Alright.
Really?
I overreacted. I just don't like thinking about my little sister falling.
That's why I had to sleep on his shoulder. He was being a good servant.
I am confused about where this conversation went, but okay. Even I can tell that the lie is unconvincing. Nevertheless, Kichiro just smiles and ruffles my hair. It's alright, Ari. Remember, you are just two perfectly normal high school students, not royalty under a dare. Such behavior is acceptable for now.
Thanks.
I should get going. The Prime Minister is expecting me soon.
Hey, Kichiro?
Hmm?
Did you ever...
The words coagulate in my throat as I try to figure out just what am I trying to ask. Please fill me in. Thankfully, Brother seems to understand. I did. I still do. What? What? Out of his pocket, Kichiro pulls a small heart locket of dull gold. He flashes it for just a second before he pockets it. But we are royalty as well. Your duty will always be to the state, Ari. Don't forget that. Kichiro had a girlfriend? Oh, and he had to give her up because he's prince. That's so sad! I didn't want to know that fact.
Of course.
Good night.
Good night.
Not exactly sure what just happened. He's right. I can't question myself. I didn't work so hard for so long just to lose my head in a simple cooking contest against a peasant.